We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Tonight, we're on to week 2 in the NFL season as we've got a good one here between the Indianapolis Colts and the New York Jets. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Right, 97, check, pitch.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Let's go.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Love. This one completes Alec Pierce. And they'll get it up. .45 at the 44.
A gain of 15. First down, Indianapolis.
Got it. Watch out now, 50 Fury.
First and 10, Taylor now to about the 48-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Love. That's complete to Pierce. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 43. Give them 10 yards on that one, and that earns them a fresh set of downs. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. To pass. Here's Jordan Love. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
On the counter, it's Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of the team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week, we're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
Taken in at the 3. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalpost. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
Running left, it's Hall. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Well, this defense for the Colts, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Wilson. And he fires one incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of their stride?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
That's a nice job there, foiling what all offenses try to do, which is control the defensive end in the running game. They want to get to the outside, and if he keeps himself free, stays on his feet, he can make a play just as he did there.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Throwing. Love. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the Jets are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Here we go. Set. Top bar. Top alpha.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Wilson. And he'll find Hall. Now the ball comes loose. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And they'll let that play, the completed pass, stand as they decline the penalty.
So do you get the sense they like their defense?
Yeah, they wanted that next down to come up.
Yeah, they weren't worried about the yardage there at all. Just what you said. Let the downs trickle away.
From the gun, it's Taylor. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Love looking to throw it. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, that play there was certainly a scouting report special because coverage was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense. And they were there to help force the incompletion.
On 3rd down, Love. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Blankenship's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
Taken in at the 3, and taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Bobby Okereke making that tackle. The Jets at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance.
The incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Here's Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they had just picked it off to get the... And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now Love. Look at end zone, and he's got his man. It's Woods. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes our score 17-0.
Rodrigo Blankenship to kick off for Indianapolis.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now, they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night. But, CD, you say this is an ideal setup for them. Why?
Well, it's just the way the schedule lines up because everyone's got to play a Thursday game, and that's because of competitive balance. So, let's face it, would you rather play week 2 when you're still relatively fresh and excited about the season? Or week 15 when you've had a season's worth of bumps and bruises to factor in, and who knows what your record might be at that time as well?
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Yeah, he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Play action. Now Wilson. And he whips that one incomplete there.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now it's Wilson. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 42. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Now Wilson. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackman. And the Colts are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
From the 29, Love. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. To punt on fourth down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Pulled in at the 24. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Jets will take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. There to stop him, Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it, try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Wilson. He rifles complete, caught by Moore. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Wilson gets rid of it quickly. Touchdown! Garrett Wilson from 3 yards out. And the Jets get a bit closer. Extra point right down the middle. And it'll cut the lead to 17-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they sequence things, how it's run. But you know, at the end of the day, is still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trip to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
To throw now, here's Love. And that is incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. This is taken around the 12. The way in. Touchdown, New York. What a run that was. 88 yards on the punt return. And the Jets are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights and leads down to a field goal at 17-14. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Taken in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22.
Let's go.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
This time, they'll just keep this on the ground. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. First down going to the air with Love. Got a man complete. It's Taylor. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. First catch of this game, a big one. Of course, he had the big performance last week when he was AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, but that was so last week, wasn't it? I mean, look at what he's doing now. I think he's trying to exceed what he did in that game and continue to...
Touchdown, Colts! Jelani Woods as the first half is winding down. And the Colts will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Following the interception, Love being chased out left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Blankenship's kick is good. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
From the 25 on second down, Wilson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and now here is another interception. And the Colts are going to have it here just past the 25. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
77 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And that is very well done there as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Hall again on 2nd down. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On 1st and 10, it's Carter. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Wilson's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
Fight, 97, blue striker.
From the 24, Love. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Now this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. The Jets on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, Wilson. Oh, they would have gotten a conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Ready, ready, ready. Tails up.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wilson. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Here's Wilson. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Colts are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Hey, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Hodges. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They go to the ground again with Taylor. Pushes him over. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he takes it in for a Colts score. From 3 yards out. And the Colts are on their way to a 2-0 start. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw taken in by Edwards. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. Wilson. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively, and it's 2nd down.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now it's Wilson. He's got the connection to Moore. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Again, Wilson. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score.
Here we go.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
It certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Love. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Now, they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker. And the Colts are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And the ball is knocked out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And this one will be brought back to the 22. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the deep.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Well, partner, under the lights in prime.